Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Aries Only, where I channel messages for Aries only. You may or may not have noticed that I recently switched my channel to a different name, the Rose Star Tarot, and then switched it back to Aries Only. It was just something that I was trying to, I really was itching to try out, I guess I would say. I just felt like I wanted to expand and get more followers, if I'm being honest, but it didn't really work. It didn't feel right. I really was into my Aries channel, so I was like, you know what, I'm going back. So here I am, we're back again. If you are not an Aries, I'm sorry, and you want to unsubscribe, totally get it, bye. But yeah, so for my Aries kings and queens, we are doing a reading today, just simply to make you feel better. Whether you're already feeling good, you want a little boost, here you go, hopefully from your guides. And if you're kind of feeling down, maybe this will make you feel better. The focus of this reading is threefold. It's kind of all probably gonna blend together, I'm sure, but best qualities, what you're really good at, and why you are loved and appreciated. And if you feel like you have nobody in your life that can love and appreciate you, excuse me, then this is why your guides and your ancestors and your spiritual team, your angels, whoever, why they appreciate you and how future people will appreciate you. So now that we have that under control, all figured out, let's move to the first pile, which is your best qualities. I'm going to put these down here and just see what we have going on. We have a wolf. Okay, you could be somebody that is not afraid to stand on your own. I always think of the lone wolf, somebody who's not afraid to break away from the pack. I did see some of your cards, obviously, so I feel like that's a theme here. Let's just turn them over. Let's see, what do we want to look at here? Let's look at her. Daughter of the Sacred Heart. Every saint has a past, every sinner has a future. I like this. I feel like there's a sense of balance in you. There's this earth energy here with the wolf and daughter of the Sacred Heart. I feel like you have an understanding of people, but I feel like that was first gleaned by gaining an understanding of yourself. So I feel like this is one of your best qualities, that you really understand what people are going through, and you're kind of able to keep yourself apart. I feel like you don't really get taken in. Maybe if you are somebody who considers yourself very sensitive to other people's emotions, it's something that used to weigh you down, but I feel like you're almost learning how to be and understand people, be in their energy without having it consume you, is something that I'm getting. But I'm not getting that you're a loner necessarily, but if you are, that's one of your best qualities, that you're not afraid to be alone, and maybe you're willing to forego unsatisfying relationships in order to stand strong by yourself. I'm more so getting that you're able to detach from other people's emotions, but you can still understand them, and it expands your awareness and understanding of the world here. These are the tarot cards. So yeah, what else do we have? Let's do this guy. Mutable, surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. I feel like you are going with the flow. There is this feeling just with the way this water and the fluidity, it's emotional, again, in and out. I feel like you're always taking a lot in, and I feel like you're very conscious of what you give out to other people. I feel like there's something with her mouth being closed and the eyes being open, where it's almost you try to just you're an observer. But it's also something else that I'm getting is that you're very wise, and it's almost the way this water is trickling. You know how you can never hold water in your hands, and the way that this is coming through, it's I think you have an understanding that emotions are fleeting, and it's never going to just stay that way, if that makes sense. It's always changing. So it's you don't take emotions too seriously. You're kind of just okay, maybe even your own emotions and others, but it's almost okay, maybe I'm really mad right now, but it's just gonna you see emotions as very mutable. You don't get caught up in an emotion and think it's the end of the world or something, is something that I'm getting. You're able to understand that it will pass. You kind of are able to deal with your emotions, confront them. I feel like you're very in touch with your own emotions, and you've taken a lot of time to do that. You've surrendered to the way that you're to go where the wind takes you, in a way. Then we have the wild rose. Do it your way, embrace your uniqueness and untamed. That goes nicely with that wolf energy. A wolf is kind of like a pack, I already said pack animal. I didn't mean to say that, but kind of like a wild animal, out in the woods, roaming around. I don't think there's any or many domesticated wolves, if any. Maybe the kind that used to or that was dogs that pulled sleds, so never mind. I'm probably thinking of a movie or something, like a Disney movie. But anyway, yeah, the wild rose, do it your way, embrace your uniqueness and untamed. I feel like you're not afraid. Look at this look too. I'm sorry, I just noticed that. But dare to do things differently. Manifest your travel dreams and move to a new location. I feel like you're somebody that would just sort of pick up and go, or just change things up. Again, welcoming change, surrender, fluidity. So this is like your best qualities. I feel like you're somebody that oh, let me just book a vacation. Let me just move to Alaska and just start over there and have 23 hours of nighttime. Ooh, that would be interesting. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's looks like the Northern Lights to me that we just had. I don't know if you saw them where you are in the world. I'm in New York, but I feel like that's an Alaskan thing. Don't you see them a lot in Alaska? So I don't know, maybe that's literally literal for somebody. That would be so cool. But yeah, so I feel like also you could be a really good daughter. The way this is daughter of the Sacred Heart, this could just be literal. One of your best qualities is that you're maybe the emotional, the therapist of the family or something like that, a sounding board. You're something of the family where, again, I don't feel like you're totally immersed in the family. You could be a little bit apart from it, but it's kind of you flit in and you're oh, and you kind of give some insight or give some, mediator, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. And I really, yeah, this fair mind is something that's coming through here with this daughter of the Sacred Heart. Every saint has a past, every sinner has a future. Again, you see people as being in flux and fluid. The way you see emotions, you don't take people at face value. You see people as being ever changing, ever growing, ever experiencing new things. And you see that you can judge them maybe, and obviously I'm sure you're human. I'm sure sometimes judgments just float in your mind, just like they do for everybody, of course. But you again, that they're just, you let them kind of float out, and you're just they might be going through a rough time, or they haven't really maybe done a lot of their healing work or something like that. But it's you understand where people are at to an extent. And yeah, I'm not going to even read the shadow because this is a hype reading. This is a happy, let's feel better reading. So we can focus on your shadows in every other reading that you watch, probably, because I feel it's always tough love. Let's have some gentle love right now, and let's enjoy it. But gift for negotiating fairness and strategy. So again, I feel there's this sense of you being again, observant, quiet, kind of like a King of Swords. I know everything that's going on, but I'm not speaking on everything that's going on. But then there is this, I see this looks like fire energy. I hope this isn't actually a fire element. I don't really know the element signs that well, but I'm pretty sure wolf is earth. But it looks a little fiery as well. So maybe, and even this adventure that's you, obviously you are a fire sign, you're an Aries, but I was gonna say it could be a fire sign. But there is this kind of sense of recklessness about you too. So I don't feel you're too rigid and uptight like a King of Swords all the time. I feel you also let loose, do it your way, embrace your uniqueness and untamed. I feel you're very you have a sense of freedom about you that is very important to you. You love to be able to just live life your way with your own rules. And I feel that's something that with this student energy, maybe you're not, you could be in a lesser position, but you don't have to be. But even if you are, the point is say that you're not, and you're maybe an expert in your field somehow. I feel you still, the reason that you are an expert and that you are so smart is that you have this open-mindedness. It says openness to lifelong learning. It's there's a certain humility and just a sense of being wise, and the idea that you don't know everything and that there's still always so much more to learn. There's always more to improve. Humility and devotion to knowledge. So you're not interested and this is like one of your best qualities, and I love this about you. It's like you're not interested in being like the star of the family. You're not interested in being maybe like the expert in your field, even if you are. Like that wasn't like your motivation. Your motivation was like to learn, to help people, to understand other people, to understand yourself. Like you had these like pure intentions and pure motivations. This was like authentic to you with this wild rose. It's like you're very authentic. I get that your heart is open. I'm getting like you could just kind of like wear what you want to wear, be a little bit unconventional, a little dramatic with like your makeup or something. Like her lips look very dramatic. You kind of just are like, whatever, like this is what I like. If I feel like I want to do it, it's authentic to me. Like maybe even if that means like, you know, wearing like a lot of like garish makeup that other people don't like, or wearing no makeup, or whatever it is, you know. But I feel like your motivations are like for harmony and peace and for things to get along. So let's see what else we have for the tarot. We have the Two of Acorns, insight and focus. We have the Star, peace and healing. I love that how I'm like, you're not trying to be the star, but you just are, I guess, naturally, like, you know what I mean? And then the Nine of Feathers or the Nine of Swords, perspective and self-empowerment, and the Two of Acorns is the Two of Wands. I don't know if I said it. So yeah, let me just center that. Okay, so the Star, peace and healing. Again, that's very similar to me to the motivation, mediator energy. I wouldn't always necessarily say that with the Star, but the way that this particular star is free, you know, what's this word? I don't know, just putting these two words on the cards, peace and healing. That's like the focus basically. And I feel like focus is something that is coming through. This says focus, insight and focus. So again, I feel like this is just about you. It's a lot about like the way, like the eyes on this card. Whoa, like, I mean, intense. You could also have like really nice eyes and lips. I feel like that's kind of a cop out to say, but you could just have like a nice face, like a very proportional face is like more so what I'm getting. Nice eyebrows. Like I feel like everything kind of works together and you really know how to enhance your features. Two of Wands. I feel like you're not afraid. The Two of Wands, I feel like, is usually about like being stuck and like holding on to like a safety net, like almost like the safe space and tag, and being afraid to try to like go out and actually like tag somebody. You're just gonna like stay where it's safe. I feel like this bird is like in flight. So I feel like you're not the type to do that. I feel like you're not afraid to like just go like, you're gonna leave and try to tag somebody out, or you're gonna leave and try to like go on an adventure and like try something new and like go after your dreams with a star. Also, I feel like you see your worries. You're somebody that sees like your bad, quote, quote, dark, negative qualities as like an opportunity. Like you're like, oh, what is this trying to tell me? Maybe not like in the moment, but again, I think we kind of covered this with like the fluidity. It's like, you're like, okay, like I'm feeling really angry right now, or this person really pissed me off right now. Like, can I try to understand what they're going through? Or even like, can I acknowledge my own anger about the situation and just like find a healthy way to deal with it, where I'm not like, I feel like you don't like to make a scene, but also you might say things with a look, or use like, you might like take your energy away as a way to like make a point. Like you feel like that's more like efficient and a more efficient strategy than like blowing up and like going crazy. Not crazy, but just kind of like being a little loud about it. But again, like I was saying with this wild rose, I feel like you could kind of like lash out sometimes. Let's roll these and see what we have. We have Gemini and Pluto in the 11th house. Okay, so your best quality, or this is just you overall, I would say something nice that your guides want to say to you. I feel like your friends think very highly of you. I feel like your friends almost are picking up on this dual side of your personality. It's almost like Gemini, I always see as kind of like a social, fun, like a more lighthearted energy, and it's immutable energy, as opposed to like Pluto energy, which rules Scorpio, is a very dark, intense energy. So I feel like you have had to heal through a lot of dark things, and your spirit guides are like, and the things that I feel like you're very wise when you speak. Gemini, a lot of that is about like communication, and I feel like especially to your friends, maybe like something about your perspective or your words, just really like they really respect, they really appreciate, and they find that like you're able to like, okay, for instance, if they're in a fight with somebody and they're just like telling you about it, like you almost like argue the other person's case, or you're like, oh, well, maybe, like you say things that they wouldn't have thought of, like based off of like your own experiences in life, I would say. Like, and even if you don't use them as an example, like the wisdom is coming from that place, and they're just like, oh, wow, like I never thought of that, or something. Like they really appreciate your advice. It would be something that I would say. So, okay, what are you really good at? Truth be told, I feel like you keep it real. Like you tell it like it is. You're not afraid to do that, which a lot of people honestly are. We have ninth house faith. Let me get one more of these here. Walking away. Okay. Oh, it's so funny because this is like a little owl holding like a door open, and this is this girl like walking out of a gate. But I don't know. Do you see how I'm saying like this? Like kind of like looks. Like the open and the close, almost like I'm open, but then like I'm gonna walk away. So what are you really good at? I feel like you're really good at being open-hearted and brave and like willing to give people a chance, maybe despite a lot of like crap and like people that have hurt you. Let's bear in mind, obviously, everything we talked about up here, like where you're able to see other people pretty clearly. So we don't want to keep repeating ourselves here. I don't want to keep repeating myself. But I feel like you have had to do that. I feel like this is like almost like you could have had a lot, like your life is almost like a revolving door, maybe friends, boyfriends, or whatever. I feel like there's a big focus on your friendships. So it could even be that. And I also see 3-3 here, which is like the energy of the group. And I mean, it, like I think of the 3 of Cups, like the 3 women, you know, dancing around. So I'm thinking of like female friendships, but just your friendships. Doesn't have to be a woman. But anyway, I feel like you try to use wisdom and discretion when people enter your life, and almost like have faith that it's going to be different this time. And I feel like there has been a lot of times that like maybe your faith has been tested by certain people, and it's like you've had to like walk away and close the door and end certain relationships here. But it's like you never really lose, you never like shut down as a result. Like I was saying, you're never like clinging, you're just like always, okay, on to the next, like I have to keep going. It's like you're very determined, I think, to like live out your soul's path, whatever it is. You could be very in tune, and you might not characterize it that way. You might just feel like you're very set on like doing what you feel is right, is another way you could just say that, like where you have to go where the wind takes you. Like, you know, other people might see you as like a rebel with this wild rose, kind of somebody like that goes against the grain, that goes against convention. That we already saw that coming up a little bit, and I don't know, it's like, but you'll just continue living your life that way. Like you feel very like pulled to do that, like there is no other option for you. And then we have Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? Again, you have to go where the wind takes you. Yes, that's like, I feel like that's what this card is about. Where are you being called to journey to? Like you need to figure that out, and you will like heed the call. I feel like you're not somebody that, we have that kind of energy coming through with the adventure. I feel like the wild rose as well, like that was kind of like that same energy. So it's coming through again. And this could be physical, moving locations like this card was talking about, or again, this could just be like a spiritual journey. This could be you diving deep into, like, we see a Ouija board here, palmistry, like obviously like the intuitive arts, whatever you want to call it, artistic things, whatever your thing is, doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be those things, but it is like actually like represented here, so I did want to mention it. You also could just like have a nice walk. This could just be like, what are you really good at? Walking. You're really good at like not taking any shit. This is number 9, which is a number of independence. Like if somebody isn't treating you right, like with love, with this like pink, it's almost like I'm leaving because I know it's what's best, almost like for you. Like I'm fine. Like I feel like you're like, I'm fine. Like, yeah, I know, like I'll cry about it again, but it's like you're like, my tears will dry and I'll like feel okay about it. Like you're welcoming change. Unfortunately, like I've seen the truth of you. I feel like your perceptiveness your powers of perception, overcome any falsity like that is like surround you. You're like, just see right through it. And I feel like, yes, that doesn't mean like you can't be duped ever, but I feel like you have a pretty good eye for that kind of thing. And if somebody does dupe you or somehow get past, like, you just kind of like, they had to put a lot of work in, and you're kind of just like, okay, well, I don't know why you really went through all the trouble for that, but okay, I'm still gonna walk away. Like, you may have like kind of got me like at the beginning, but, or just sort of like, I don't know, like convinced me, like I wanted to give you a fair chance, but now I see that, I don't think you would say that that was a mistake, but you're like, well, now it's like, I think you're like the lesson for a lot of people, and you realize like you're sort of like a tool for that, where you have to like teach people how to treat you, but it's like, you like have a lot of loss with that Pluto energy. I feel like that's like a really heavy part. And I feel like also with this Gemini, like you have such two sides of your personality. Like, you're so strong and like steady, and like I said, King of Swords, when you make a decision, like what's fair is fair, what's right is right. Even with the Mediator, that's reminding me of like Libra energy, like justice energy, like what's right is right and what you did wasn't right, and I have to close this chapter, and like you shouldn't have done what you did. Like, I don't, like, I know that you regret it, and I'm sorry that you're gonna be sad, but that's kind of like on you. We have House 11 again coming through. Friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. Again, this idea, I feel like you have maybe a group of friends that you really, like birds of a feather here, maybe 4 of you, or 4 people that you really consider like your true friends. And I feel like you've been through like a lot of obstacles to like find these people. And if you haven't yet, like we were talking about, these could be the people that are like waiting for you, kind of like friends, and people like that you haven't met yet. This could also represent your spirit guides, just really being like, just like wanting to let you know that there's like a certain, the way that you care about people as like complex wholes, and try to understand their process as something very special that not a lot of people can do. Your perspective is like coming from a high, and you're like seeing everything. You're seeing the obstacles that they had to go through. You're seeing like their whole path. It's like, when you see somebody, you don't just see like what they're doing, you see like the whole like story, or you like somehow like you gather clues about like, oh, they did that, but maybe they like, you know, they're lashing out like that because I don't know, they're insecure about blah blah blah, like something you noticed, like something specific that you could relate to it. But I obviously am picking up like, what are you really good at? Yeah, like we talked about the intuitive arts, and it could be claircognizant. I'm getting a lot of air energy here. This is Aquarius energy, and this is an owl, which could be, I guess, Virgo energy, but I mean, it's a bird, so I see a lot of birds. So I feel like you just get like, you could be claircognizant, where you just get, you just like know stuff about people. You're just like, oh yeah, like that person like had a rough childhood, probably, like they seem like they're like fucked up from that, and blah 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 blah. Like it's just like something like that, where you're able to see like deeper into the situation. And then we have the Sword and the Rose: clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, humor, protection, and power. So these are the things that you're good at. Yeah, truth be told, truth here. I said humor, but that says honor. I don't know if I said honor or humor, but anyway, I feel like, again, you're very clear-minded. Protection, power, again, the sword is here. Like, I feel like you're not afraid to use the sword if you have to make like a quick, like precise cut. Like, I don't feel like you're somebody that's like, you know, reveling in drama or revenge. I feel like you're somebody that's more so just, okay, like I was saying, like, okay, like with love, like I have to leave because this, I can see that this is what needs to happen. And I feel like I'm almost getting a sense, like, I don't know why, I just felt like a wave of sadness when somebody does something, and it's like, again, like, you know, it's gonna hurt them, and it's almost like, I know I'll be fine, but it's like, oh, like I know this is gonna hurt you. It's probably, I remember one time I saw that Khloe Kardashian said that, where she was like, like all of my boyfriends like end up, or my exes all end up saying like I was like the best woman they were ever with. And I think it has something to do with the way she is like during the breakup and after, like the honor that she has, like, which is what kind of like the vibe I'm getting here, which you may not feel a lot about her, and like I totally get it, like not a lot of people are fans of them, like, but this is just the way I was like interpreting the situation, and I love her personally. But I don't know. I think she's such a beautiful little soul. I love her so much. I find her hysterical and just like zany and weird and so funny. But everyone is entitled to their own opinions. So yeah, but I just feel like she treats her exes and she treats the people like she treats them well even after, and then they start to appreciate her energy. And she, you know, there was something where she was like, you know, I wish people would just like see it, like at the time, like there was like a frustration, and I feel like you could feel that too, but it's like not going to change like the way you are. So then what else do we have for what are you really good at? We have justice coming through, truth and clarity again, clarity twice, truth, oh my god, truth again, truth be told. So I feel like you tell the truth, like you are not afraid to like tell it like it is. And I feel like you can't be like inauthentic, like you have to say the truth of how you're feeling, what the situation is. Like you might have to call people out sometimes. I am seeing like now a little bit more fiery, powerful energy here. Actually, all of these cards, I feel like you are a very strong presence, and almost like you know that, and you have to try to like tone it down a little bit sometimes, or not tone it down, but like use it in a more wise way with the elephant. Channel it in a more productive, like humanitarian way with the 11th house, and even this like 9th house coming through. I feel like, again, the ram, there's that Aries energy, love it. You could be very creative. That's something, that creative force, but it's like you're creative, but like you have like the stamina to like keep going. That's not usually something I would associate with Aries energy, but something about the horns, I'm just like picturing like bah, like just we're gonna like continue, like even if I'm up against a wall, like almost like it could be a little futile, I don't know how you say that. I feel like you could be a little bit too like you're like pushing when like you don't really have to be, but you just like continue to, you're very determined, like that's something that you're really good at. Like you're very confident in yourself. This has confidence. You have a sense of your own capabilities with the magician, and you have a sense of who you are with justice. And I feel like you're somebody who doesn't mind being the villain in somebody else's story, like especially with the walking away. Again, if somebody is like saying things about you, you're not really, you're just gonna like, you're gonna like use your silence, and you're gonna use your absence as like the lesson. You're just like, almost like I'm looking back, but this justice card is reminding me of that walking away energy. It's like the sort of thing where like when you're making a decision, like a lot of people maybe like torture themselves, like say you're choosing between two different people. Oh, like what am I gonna do, like I don't want to hurt anybody, like, you know, waffling over it, you know, blah blah blah. It's like you kind of have the mentality of like, okay, someone's gonna get hurt either way, might as well do what you want, so it's like less messy. Like again, not saying either one is wrong or right, but it's like you have like the ability to have that clarity and like listen to the truth of your heart and act accordingly, like, and you know, like you have to do that. And it's like, or like when you have to break up with somebody, it's like listen, there's no way to sugarcoat this, but we're not going to be together anymore. I'm going to delete you off. Like I'm going, like you just like say what you have to say, like I'm sorry, like I just have to let you know that like we're done and I will never be with you again. Like just like you really like don't want to like, you don't try to like ease people off of things. You say you're like into clean breaks, like if that makes sense. Like I need to make a clean break, it's going to heal faster, like you know, it's like better for the other person. So like you engage in like behaviors like that, I would say. We have courage and endurance again. Like I would say this is like an Aries energy, knowing like Aries is known for like starting things and not finishing, but we have this like fixed Leo energy like coming along with it. So it's like that's giving you the endurance to keep going, that determination. This elephant energy, it's funny that it's like not a lion, but this elephant energy is gonna like come in and like, you know, smash that wall for you. It's gonna like keep you going. It's gonna provide you with that stamina and that endurance. It's gonna make you almost feel like you can overcome anything. That's what like elephants are, I believe, known for. So, wow. And I feel like you are very skillful. We have creative force and creation here. Like you are somebody that has the power to create your life exactly the way you want to. And I feel like that's something that you're really good at manifesting, I would say, with the Magician and the Ace of Acorns. So, which is Wands, sorry. But yeah, so I would say manifesting. I would say that you're very powerful. But with justice, it's like you use your power in a very smart and effective way. You're very smart and effective. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's put the tarot to the side. I am so thirsty. I did not bring a drink with me. What do we have here? 6. I'll put you in the middle. The Sun. This is why are you loved and appreciated the most? Oh my God, the Sun. Like, I feel like you just brighten people's lives and days. The way you talk with self-express, the way you like talk about yourself and the way you like express yourself. Even like, again, your fashion choices and just like the way your mannerisms I'm getting with the Sun. It's like actions, embody truth. Again, like this truth energy. Like, I promise you, I did not like go through this deck and like pick out like all the cards that said truth, but there are quite a few of them. So I feel like you are just like completely honest and authentic, like, and that is why also people love you and appreciate you, because like they know when they're getting a reaction from you, it's like they don't have to keep like, are you sure, like, do you really think that? Like, they know, like, you would tell them the truth even if the truth hurt. But I feel like in a tactful way, like we have this justice and this fair energy, like with the mediator and justice here. So I feel like you're not like just being cruel and like, well, listen, like, you look ugly today, like, just like I have to tell you the truth. It's more like, what do you think about this shirt? I mean, it might not be the best fit for you. Do you have something like blah blah blah, like, you know, like you would just say it in a more nice way. Gentleness and courage. I love this. Be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness and speak words of love. Courage, you are safe. Fear is an illusion, and set strong boundaries. I feel like this looks like almost the same imagery, like the way that the two girls on the card are like engaging with their unicorns. The outfit, this is a very like wispy, like ethereal gossamer gown. This is like, I'm going into battle. Like, she looks like a warrior. So, I mean, again, it's like that duality of your nature. I feel like you're a very expressive person, whether you're being gentle and sweet and soft and kind, you have a way with words, or you're just like strong, like, let's do battle. Again, the sword is there at her side, as it always is. I feel like, again, you say it like it is. You are safe. You feel that very secure with who you are. I don't know if I said this already. I think I started to. Whereas, like, fear is an illusion. You're not afraid, like, of what other people say, because, like, you are very, like, how do you say it? Like, it's like sustaining. You're not like needing validation from others. Like, you're not like the flower, like looking for the sun, like, ooh, like, you know, sunflowers do that. You are the sun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you are your own sun. You are your own planet. You are not like, like, I don't know, how would I say it? Like, you're not like depending on other people for survival. Like, you are providing survival, like, I don't know, like for yourself, kind of a feeling. So yeah, I feel like you're not worried what other people think, because you know who you are. Like, you're like, I think we were talking about this. You're willing to be the villain. You're willing to let people think whatever they want about you, and you're going to kind of go where the wind takes you. We have Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. Again, kind of, oh, that kind of clanged. So maybe that was like, yes. And no, wait, postpone, pause, and say no. I feel like what I'm getting from this is that if you are a girl, woman, whatever you identify as, you are a girl's girl. Like, you are, for the ladies, if you are a man, you could have like a lot of sisters or something like that, or a lot of like female friends, or you just like have so much respect for your mother and the women in your family. You just like love women, you support women's rights and things like that. You're very protective over women. Like, you're here for the ladies, like, whoever, whether you're a lady or not. But I feel that this is what people love and appreciate about you. Again, your wisdom, your beauty. I think this is like you being beautiful inside and out, having a certain interesting, different kind of a vibe to you that not a lot of other people have, because, and it's not that they don't have that ability as well to be interesting and different and unique from the crowd, but they're like almost like too afraid to, whereas like you've embraced your authenticity and you have the courage to like kind of kick up a storm and, you know, wait, postpone, pause, say no, like if you don't want to do something, no, you want to get mad at me, like you don't like it, too bad, like, you know, like you're not worried about it. I guess we're gonna have to somehow fix this. All right, let's move you out. Oh. And put you here. Okay. All right, let's do it like that. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So yeah, I feel like, again, we have that sun with the expression. So you could just be like super funny when you're telling a story. And you could even be somebody who's like, people tell you that you're funny when you're mad, kind of. Or when you're just like kind of going off about something. But I feel like even if like you have like certain qualities or things, it's like something bad happens, you'll kind of like spin it around into something funny, or it'll be like a funny story later, or you'll be able to be like, oh, this will be like a good story, like, you know, that I could tell for the rest of my life, like even if it's something kind of crazy that happens. I don't know, I feel like you just have like a very like light, fun, happy, with the sun and humor coming out, like just very beautiful, like sort of personality. But it's like you will set that boundary. Like, you will say no, you will tell someone where to go. And we also have 7 of Acorns, determination, stamina. 3 of Acorns, foresight and exploration. Page of Shells or Cups, intuition and inspiration. Again, that intuition, people find your insight into the situation very useful. Your perspective, again, with the giraffe with the long neck, again, you're seeing things from above. You enjoy like talking about like different learning, like we had this like student energy, so like you love to hear other people's stories, learn about other walks of life. You're like continually trying to, like, again, we have this determination and stamina energy. So this is why you're loved and appreciated. People, like, I think that you inspire people to be stronger, to be more like of a go-getter, to be more like willing to say no. It's almost like you have to be the one, like you're like the ringleader, like you're the Aries, like you're the first one to be like, to stand up for something. Like, say this is in a group setting, like at work, you're the one to be like, that isn't right. And other people are like, or maybe other people are even like talking bad about you, or saying like, oh, you know, like that person, they always want to start something, or oh, like, because there is this like 7 of Wands, like fighter kind of an energy. But it's like, I feel like you don't fight unless you have to fight. Like, you don't like start something unless you have to, like unless the situation like calls for it, and it's necessary to the situation, and you're like, hey, like I noticed that and that wasn't right, or something like that. I feel like there's a certain bravery about you that people like really appreciate. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave it there, guys. Like, I felt like that reading was, let's do a little bit of advice just in case anybody needs it. But like, I need to like drink some water right now. Like, so let's like wrap this up quick. Hold on. What is the advice, if any, for Aries? Conclusions are within reach, and hold your vision. So if you're going through a rough time right now, I feel like there is going to be an ending coming up. Full moon eclipse. I don't know if we're still in eclipse season or if it's over. I keep meaning to like look that up, but it will. A win-win outcome is forecast. I feel like there is going to be things working out in your favor. It might not, you might not be able to see that right now, but things might seem hopeless a little bit right now. But I feel like Spirit's like, especially if you've been working on like improving certain things, there could have been something that happened, is something that I'm getting, that maybe threw you off your game a little bit or made you doubt yourself. So I feel like Spirit's like, no, like continue to hold your vision. I'm getting that like we can overcome any obstacle, and you're gonna just like maybe need a little downtime, but things are gonna work out in your favor and you're gonna be really happy. So keep believing in yourself. That was a little corny, but I loved it. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching this reading. Obviously, if you liked it and you want to see more content from me, please comment, like, subscribe to my channel. I would so appreciate it. I want my channel to grow and be like popping. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day or night. Bye.